Welcome to the Unenglish Coffee Office. Today is Tuesday, February 24, and like every morning, David and Alex are at the coffee machine.
Morning, Alex. You look like you need that coffee just as much as I do today.
Good morning, David. You have no idea. I was up late finishing that quarterly report.
Ouch! The one for the board meeting?
Exactly. It is always a race against the clock. How is your morning going?
Oh, the usual chaos. I am trying to close that deal with the client in Chicago, but they are dragging their feet.
Well, hang in there. You usually manage to charm them eventually.
I try my best. By the way, speaking of clients and travel, did you catch that article in CNN Business yesterday?
I did not have much time for news this morning. Which one?
It is huge. They reported that Toyota and Panasonic have officially started mass production of solid-state batteries for electric vehicles.
Oh, really? I feel like we have been hearing rumors about that for 5 or 6 years now.
That is the thing. It is finally real. The article said the first models are hitting the showrooms by late 2026.
That is impressive. Did they mention the specs?
Get this. They are claiming a range of 900 miles on a single charge.
900 miles? That is incredible. That is basically driving from here to Atlanta without stopping.
Exactly. And the best part is the charging time. They say it takes just 10 minutes to get to 80% capacity.
Wow, that changes everything. The biggest hurdle for EV adoption has always been range anxiety and charging speed.
Totally. As a sales rep who is always on the road, that sounds like a dream. No more waiting 45 minutes at a charging station in the middle of nowhere.
It will be interesting to see how the energy grid handles it, though. If everyone switches over at once, demand is going to spike.
True, but think about the efficiency. The article mentioned these batteries are lighter and safer than the old lithium-ion ones.
It makes sense. Technology moves so fast. It feels like just yesterday we were excited about hybrid cars getting 50 miles per gallon.
I know, right? I might actually hold off on buying a new company car until these come out later this year.
Probably a smart move financially. It could affect the resale value of current EVs significantly.
You are always thinking about the long-term strategy, Alex. That is why you are the project manager.
Someone has to keep us grounded. But speaking of transportation changes, did you see the story in the New York Times about New York City?
No, I missed that one. What is happening in the Big Apple?
It is quite controversial. The article said, the city council has passed a permanent law banning private cars in Lower Manhattan.
Wait, completely banning them? I thought that was just a pilot program.
It was a pilot for 2 years. But according to the Times, the results were so positive they made it permanent law as of yesterday.
That sounds like a nightmare for logistics. How are people supposed to get around?
Well, delivery trucks and emergency vehicles are still allowed during specific hours. But for personal cars, it is a no-go zone.
I can only imagine the complaints. Americans love their cars.
Actually, the article said approval ratings are up. Pollution in the area dropped by 30%, and foot traffic for local businesses increased by 15%.
Really? I guess that makes sense. If people are walking, they are more likely to pop into a shop.
Exactly. They are converting the streets into superblocks with more parks and bike lanes. It is a huge shift in urban planning.
I suppose it is nice for tourists and residents, but as someone who has to drive into cities for meetings, it stresses me out just thinking about parking.
You would just have to park uptown and take the subway, David. It is not the end of the world.
I guess. But I like the comfort of my own vehicle. Still, 30% less pollution is a hard number to argue with.
It is. The article mentioned that 3 other major U.S. cities are looking at the data to possibly implement similar zones by 2027.
Well, if it catches on, I might need that high-range battery just to drive around the cities instead of through them.
Or you could just take the train. Which reminds me, did you see the piece in the Wall Street Journal this morning about the new trade deal?
The one involving India? I saw the headline but did not read the details.
Yes, that is the one. It is a massive agreement between India and Japan. They are calling it the Supply Chain Corridor Initiative.
Sounds expensive. How much are they putting into it?
The journal reported a joint investment of $40 billion over the next 5 years.
40 billion? That is serious money. What are they building?
Mostly high-speed rail and modernized ports, connecting industrial hubs in India with Japanese technology sectors.
I see. So it is basically a move to diversify manufacturing away from relying on just one country.
Precisely. The article analyzed it as a direct response to the supply chain bottlenecks we faced back in 2024 and 2025.
That is actually good news for us. We have had so many delays getting components lately. If this speeds up shipping, I can close deals faster.
That is the hope. It is also a geopolitical move to strengthen ties in the region. It creates a stable alternative for global trade routes.
It is amazing how connected everything is. A train line in India affects my sales quota here.
That is the global economy for you. Everything is linked. The article said they expect to break ground on the first rail link within 6 months.
That is fast. Usually these infrastructure projects take forever to get started.
I think they are feeling the pressure to compete. Speed is of the essence.
Well, as long as it means I get my products on time, I'm all for it.
Always the pragmatist, David.
Hey, I have to be. Results matter. Speaking of results, I should probably get back to my desk. I have that conference call in 10 minutes.
You are right. I need to finish reviewing the budget before my 11 o'clock meeting with the directors.
Good luck with that. Don't let them grill you too hard.
I will be fine. I have my data ready. Good luck with the Chicago client.
Thanks. I will touch base with you later about the lunch order.
Sounds like a plan. Let's aim for 12:30.
Perfect. See you then, Alex.
See you, David.
Time to get to work. Don't forget to subscribe and practice your English every day. You'll see how it just keeps getting better and better. See you tomorrow. Hope you have a fantastic day.